Hey, what's up guys? So today I have my review of probably the most hyped up and the most talked about Android phone of 2014, the OnePlus One. So it's a new phone from a new company called as OnePlus situated in China. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people give up on this phone just after hearing that it belongs to a Chinese manufacturer. This really pisses me off because it's an amazing company working extremely hard to get you guys the best products for an unbelievable price. The first impressions for the device were amazing, although it was pretty big for me at that time because I was jumping from an iPhone 5. A 5.5-inch display seemed to be pretty big, but within a matter of 2 to 3 days, it seems to be the perfect size for me. In fact, the iPhone seems too small now. So as I said, it has a 5.5-inch Full HD display having a pixel density of 401 per inch. But it's not the display which is making this phone gigantic. It's those bezels which are making this gigantic. It has really huge bezels on the top and on the bottom of the device. On the bottom, it has some off-screen buttons and on-screen buttons, both of these, but I'll talk about that in the later part of this video. But it's too big. It's too hard to keep it in one hand, so it's definitely not a single-handed phone in case your hands are as big as MKBHD, but never mind. It's also too hard to keep it in pocket, so sometimes protrudes out, but if you have a big pocket, you're probably good to go. But the big screen size is also advantageous for me, just because of how good it is for consuming media. So I love playing games, watching movies, watching YouTube videos, or surfing the web on it, just because of how everything takes advantage of the bigger screen, unlike iPhones. And that Full HD screen is stunning. Has got some amazing viewing angles. The saturation, the contrast ratios are perfect, and it's ridiculously hard to differentiate between pixels. In fact, it's almost impossible. Even if you look extremely closely, it's amazingly stunning. So I've got the 64GB variant with me, so it is the sandstone black texture on it, and the first time I picked it up, it was quite rough, but as time progressed, it really grew on me, and that's the reason I don't really put a case on it, just because of how good the feeling is when I use it naked. It provides just the right amount of gripness to me for holding the device properly, and it gives me the right amount of confidence that I'll never really drop it. Now, just like a Nexus device, the main thing over here is software. A Nexus has a stock Android, this has CyanogenMod. And according to me, CyanogenMod wins over it any day. It brings some amazing customizable options to you. For example, you can choose between on-screen touchscreen buttons or off-screen capacitive buttons depending on your usage. That's the first time I'm seeing on any mobile device. You can also choose between various themes that can actually make your device look like an LG G3 or a Samsung Galaxy S5 or an HTC One M8 or whatnot. You've got tons and tons of themes to choose from. You've also got options to record the screen of the device out of the box, so you don't have to root your device to get access to that. That's called a screencast, and it's really amazing. Then we have also been given some options to customize the way we want to scroll between apps and our home screens. So hold and press on an empty area on your home screen. That will bring up you some options. Swipe up from there and you've got more options over there. So from there, basically you can customize everything about your phone. The way you swipe between app drawers, so you can make it like cube in or cube out, and there are so many freaking effects. You can also do the same for your multiple home screens. That is again pretty smart move. If you do not want to show your icon labels, you can disable that, or if you want to, you can enable that. That's pretty nifty again. And then you've also got some grid size, so that's basically the size of your icons and how packed they should be, or how condensed or how cozy they should be. That's the level of customizability that we are being provided with. Insane. Now we have also got some on-screen gestures on the OnePlus One. So what you can do is double tap to wake it up and double tap the status bar to make it sleep. You can also draw a V to turn on the flashlights. You can make a circle to turn on the camera directly from the phone while sleeping, and you can make the pause icon to play music. These are pretty amazing and pretty helpful, but they somehow get activated in pockets, although never did in mine. But if in case they did in yours, you might want to turn them off. As far as the performance is concerned, I was not at all worried for it, just because of how good the specifications are. It has a 2.5 GHz quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor, 3 GB of RAM that never let this guy hang on, and then there's also Adreno 330 GPU for performance and graphics. But at the end of the day, what we're concerned about is how it performs, and as expected, insanely well. Now, TouchWiz phones, that means Samsung phones, also have almost the same specifications as the OnePlus One, but they hang too often thanks to the extremely heavy operating system that is TouchWiz over Android. And over here, it's stock Android with Cyanogen mod, and that does not affect the performance of the device, adding more customizability. The overall day-to-day tasks are performed very well on this device. I mean, if you're multitasking, does not let you hold on anything, and is ridiculously fast thanks to the processor and the RAM that can add up to more process in the pipeline, hence processing and completing the tasks that you give commands of instantly and immediately. Alright, so now let us talk about the cameras available to us on this device. So it has a 5 megapixel front facing camera that takes some really amazing selfies, I mean seriously, and can also shoot videos of up to 1080p, that is full HD. That's pretty amazing, and that's basically all you want to know about the front facing camera. But on the back is where the party is going on. It has a very polarizing 13 megapixel camera. Now when I say polarizing, I basically mean that it has two poles. One is the UI and the other is the output, that is the images that it produces. Now the user interface on the OnePlus One's camera is pretty interesting. You've got all the scenes that you aspire for in a mobile phone's camera, and you can use them in live view. So you can swipe down to continue checking them out, and there are various modes like night, sports, sunny, clear image, auto, and HDR, and many more, so you can test them out and check out which one suits you the best. But the thing is that whenever you pan around the camera, I don't know if it's in my piece or every piece, it starts to lag. There's a very significant drop in the frame rate. I don't know why that happens. If it's a con, if it can be fixed by a software update, the company should do that right away. On the other hand, the images that I clicked turn out to be ridiculously good. It has also got a couple of settings, so you can also shoot videos up to 4K UHD. That is not true 4K. The true 4K is DCI, and luckily it can also shoot at that. That's pretty nifty. And then you have also got options to save the raw image, choose the quality of the images that you click from it, and basic stuff. But at the end of the day, the panning is really annoying, but the images ironically turn out to be ridiculously good. So it has also got speakers, too ironic, ain't it? But anyways, the thing is that they are situated on the bottom of the device. They're not front-facing speakers, but they somehow are really loud. But the thing is, you somehow tend to cover up the speakers while playing games or watching a video, and that somehow mutes the speakers. So I would have really appreciated if they could have introduced some front-facing cameras influenced by boom sound on HTC phones. But anyways, they're pretty loud, and you can also customize the sound quality in the audio FX menu in the settings. That's pretty nifty. The biggest feature of this device, according to me, or the biggest pro, or the biggest advantage of having this device, is the battery life. In case you use your phone extremely heavily, this will definitely not disappoint you. It has a 13100 milliampere battery, which is amazing. The phone can last for up to 2 days on a single charge, and that's ridiculously good. It has some amazing standby time, and since it has too many pixels to push in, it still surprises me that it can give me such a good battery life. In fact, according to me, it's better than the one on Motorola Droid Turbo that recently came out and has a 3900 milliampere battery. But since it has a 2K display, so it has more pixels to push in, the OnePlus One wins here. Definitely a good pro for it. So there you go, guys. That's basically everything you want to know about the OnePlus One. It's obviously a steal because the kind of experience that you're getting and for the kind of price that you're paying, no one can stop you from getting this except that invite system, which is still into existence thanks to the company. But if you manage to get an invite, make sure you get one device for yourself. Also, just to notify you, in case you haven't watched my cinematic unboxing of the OnePlus One that I did a couple of weeks ago, that so many people watched and liked, make sure to check it out because you'll definitely love it. The link to that will be in the description, so definitely go ahead and check that out. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one.